Okay, Friday. We made it through another week. It is a new month, October 1st, Friday, 2021, 11:37 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What a day, what a day, what a day. So Million Token has been in this downtrend since probably September 27th. And down here we had a whale buy, like 6 buys. I posted on my Twitter account. I think he spent like $20,000. I'm not too sure about that. Then I noticed that he dumped, actually. Let's see if I can find it. It's up here somewhere. Yeah, I posted it on my Instagram. I mean, my Twitter page. Maybe I'll just do that. I just posted it a moment ago. Yeah, so that whale that had bought the dip, I think it was probably between $12 and $13. And he just sold it all, basically. I think he's got like a quarter of a million token left. I don't know why he didn't sell it all, but he basically sold it all like 2.5 hours ago. And I think that's why we went from $14 on Uniswap to $13. But I know we're hovering at $14 or just below on, let's see now, we got QuickSwap, Polygon Network, $14. Let me refresh that. Might be no less, but it's been $14 pretty steadily. Yeah, $13.95. So around there, Uniswap price is like $13. Let me refresh that real quick. Yeah, 13.12. And we've got Gate.io. Sometimes I forget to mention them. They're at $13.98 right now. So yeah, basically $14, just kind of low on Uniswap because of that. I think that one dump. He had like 1,675 million token, I think. So. And the day before, somebody dumped 1,000, but we had some whale bought a whole bunch yesterday too. So it's unfortunate that the guy who bought the dip took like a 7 or 8% profit. I think he profited about $1,700 or $1,800 off of his initial like $21,000 or $22,000 investment. So let me get back to the charts here. That's QuickSwap. Okay, so here we are. I think I put this line here yesterday, so it looks like we bounced off it a couple times, and that line is at like $13.09 for Uniswap. Now you can look at other charts too. I usually just use the Dex Tools IO just because I like when I blow it up, I still have access to my tools. I can't get that on Defined, but I also like Defined also. So we're coming back down. The guy, the whale, he might buy again at $13.09 and just play the game, go up and down. But I'm thinking, if he didn't buy this dip here at $12 or $13 when we were coming down, right? If he didn't buy it, who knows how much lower we could have gone. So, if I was the whale, if I was playing these games, I would wait to see what the price holds at $13. If it doesn't, I might buy back at $12. I probably would, if I was him, I would buy back at 12, and then because you want to take profits, have less risk. Because if you're buying the dip, I would think he'd want to at least cash out at 10%. He cashed out, I think, closer to like 7 or 8%. He maybe saw this resistance over here and here over here on the 14th of September, and 2 resistances here. And maybe just decided to take profit then. But anyway, so, yeah, the beginning of the month, Bitcoin, I mean, I remember just yesterday I was saying I was happy that we were above 43,000 and we hit 48,000. And on my phone at CoinGecko, I mean, I took a screenshot. Somewhere it was like 48,500 almost. Yeah, but that's what it was telling me. So, yesterday I was saying I was short-term bearish, trying to hit this golden pocket, and I posted on Discord earlier today, I think it was. Somebody was asking about the next fib levels, and I was saying basically what I was saying yesterday. I'm short-term bearish, look for that golden pocket, but in order for me to change my mind, it's got to break like the weekly, a new weekly high. So here's the resistance on the weekly. This is the weekly chart. Somewhere around like 47,350, and we're at that right now. But the weekend's not up. We could wick up and come crashing down. Like if the whales, they've been buying up Bitcoin frantically. I don't know if you've heard on like Bitfinex, at a very unusual pace the last few days. And where's Willy Woo? Yeah, where is it? So much stuff's been going on lately. So these are the whales accumulating in Bitcoin when it and these green bars, it kind of goes up here, and it's been going up here. So they're getting less market share because more of the hodlers and retailers, buying up the whale tokens as they sell. But as you can tell, they've been accumulating right now. This could be a bull trap. It's really impressive. I mean, we went from 43,000 to like 48,000 in a few hours. I was on my break at work, and I just couldn't believe how fast the price is going up. It felt like it was going up $1,000 like every 5 minutes, or it was crazy. But I'm going to stay level-headed. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. If this candle closes above these candles, we need a close above the 47,350. Then I might change. I probably will change my mind. But we also have to break out of this downtrend, right? But October's got a really good start. Really good start. But if it's a bull trap and this comes down, and still goes down to my lower target levels in this golden pocket of 37,600 to 38,341. If we come down to these levels, the whole crypto market's going to have better prices when that happens. If you're looking to buy the dip. So, and I said this also yesterday, this is my strategy. I already have a big bag of million token, right? I could be patient. I could wait for lower prices. But as I said in Discord, if you read my comments here, I said, for most people, if you're new in the game, just dollar cost average, especially at these low prices. We've been going sideways for quite a while, and we're right now below the general trading range. So DCA for most people, I think, is best unless you're happy with your bag. And we're still below the 21 moving average on the 4-hour. So that's what's going on. I'm really happy with Bitcoin's movement, but I'm still kind of cautious. I think the wicked candle closes on Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken. So we got the weekend, and there's not a lot of liquidity on the weekend, but maybe it might pump because there's not a lot of liquidity on the weekend for the same reason. Anyway, so I think this is just exciting to watch and play out. So on the 4-hour for Bitcoin, we got that descending triangle we broke out. I'm wondering if that target was met. Like if we took, let's say, there, I don't even have to move it. Just take this thing here, and we broke out there, and look at that. We're right on target. So, this could be the top for the breakup. Is this extension pole is just basically from the base to the top, and I said we could either break down, which I think was more likely, or break up. And let's see now. We are at these levels here. I think we're pretty much at the red line where I had my red line yesterday. So it's interesting. It met the target. So I guess I could just delete that. But it broke out to the upside, met the target. It's going to be hard to break above these levels. But there's some other stuff in the news also. Just reading what's in the chat real quick. Okay, so let me go on with the news. Let me just put up my Twitter feed real quick and see what I missed. Yeah, the main news for me, I just found out, was that whale that bought the dip. He dumped it all, basically. The whales have been accumulating. Good sign. And something else that caught my eye. Let's see if it's, this Plan B. He predicted August low was 47K because of, the China FUD and Elon Musk stuff. And in September, he predicted 43K, which we did, right? Just like yesterday. So I think these are the floor or his next targets. He says October 63,000 for Bitcoin, November 98,000, and if those two follow through, there's going to be a lot of hopium for December for 135,000. And his stock to flow model 2x or X, his latest one says I think the average cluster would be around $288,000, and that's just not even the height of it. It can go much higher. It can go 300 or 400,000, but I think 288. I think Max Kaiser's prediction was $225,000. Man, it's going to be tempting, not to cash out, as the price approaches 100,000. It just, how FOMO is. It's just crazy. We saw what happened with Million Token. Went from like $40 to $225 in what, a day. So, FOMO can kick in any moment if it hasn't already. So what else is there? Oh yeah, I noticed I had to update my Trezor yesterday when I plugged it in. So if you have a Trezor, you could download the Trezor suite, and then you could update your firmware that from there. If you've got this model on the right here, that's the Model T. You just move your finger up and down on the screen as you plug it in, and that prompts the firmware. And I think with the Model 1, to probably do it through the Trezor suite. So always important to check if your firmware is up to date. What else is in the news? Yeah, I posted this 6 hours ago. Bitcoin was at almost at 45, and then I checked it again. It was at like 46. I swear, like not even a few minutes later, it went up like $1,500, and then it was at like 48. It was absolutely crazy. Anyway, exciting, very exciting. And Will Clemente, he posted that Bit came within $1,300 of his on-chain floor model and is still $148,000 from the thing. So let me read what he first said. Floor was set, but most didn't believe it. My on-chain floor model rising daily, now above 39,000. So the reason why I thought that was interesting was 39,000. And I know he doesn't mind if it wicks down below his targets, but that 39,000, if you go to the fib levels, that's just above the top one here at 0.618. So maybe it won't go down to the 0.65, but I mean, it could. But yeah, once we get down to close to 39,000 on Bitcoin, I'm going to be taking a close eye on Million Token, see where the price is, and then probably buy in. Because then by then it might be at like $12 again or lower. So there's not a lot of price action for Million Token below these levels, right? So I'm kind of using Bitcoin as a gauge. There's more price action on Bitcoin, and it just moves the whole market. So let's see what else there is. So here's defined. We've got Million Token on Uniswap at 1324, Polygon 1395, and PancakeSwap 1361, where we have it on Git.io 1398. So just under $14 overall. This is an unfortunate situation where I learned this from last night's Twitch stream from Carl Missile TV. This guy spent, let me see this. He spent 0.78 ETH, which was a value of about $2,354, but he only got 0.007 million token. And Carl was saying he was probably new and had his slippage set at 100%. And so a bot front ran him and bought up like all the million token in the pool. So because if you set your slippage at 100%, you're basically saying, I don't care what price it is. And man, he got screwed. But if you're the owner of this wallet, if this happened to you, I know Carl wants to help you out. Reach out to him on his Twitch. Prove that you own the wallet, and he'll help you out and give you something. I'm guessing probably an NFT or something like that he's airdropping to people. So that's a very unfortunate situation. And then if you look at the defined chart, I wonder if I have it up here. Give me 1 second. I had it. Anyway, the price had wicked all the way up to like $330,000. Unfortunately, let's see now. I had it up here earlier. There's just so much going on in the news today. But yeah, if you think you paid a lot of money for a million token, he paid $20,000 for it. But he only spent, well, it's not only, but he did spend $2,354, unfortunately, and didn't really get anything to show for it. So let me close that out. I got too many windows here. So Carl is still making improvements on this governance protocol for voting based on the tokens you have. And it's coming along really, really good. There was a really interesting question here somebody had asked, and it's already been addressed, but he said, will the system calculate your weight at the time you sign or your weight at the time of the poll ends? If it calculates your weight when you sign, then it will always be the smartest to vote on the very last day of the poll to maximize the weight of your vote, which is a good point. I never even thought of that. And Carl said, he replied, he says, we already thought of that. It will revert to when the poll started. That's good. So everybody's weight will be the same based on a particular time. Interesting. We need to fix these issues, but it's good that people are thinking of these things. So I hadn't thought of that. And I had added excellent point also where there'd be a countdown timer for when voting ends because, people are in different time zones and it can be kind of confusing with the, when the official voting will end. I'm guessing if there's a proposal, I know Carl said some important proposals might only be up for 3 days for voting. And then maybe others might be up for a week for voting. So speaking about when the poll ends, so when you, this is a question for Carl. If you vote, I guess you'll be able to see that your vote was counted, but hopefully the results aren't going to be shown until when the polls are closed. If that makes sense. Anyway, I think that's the idea, because let's say if somebody has multiple wallets and you vote with a small wallet and then you see the results after you vote, then you already have your other wallets. You can influence or wait or whatever. So hopefully the total results for the voting won't be shown until the polls are closed for the vote for that particular proposal. Anyway, so this is what's great about being in a small project. Things move just so damn fast. And like Cardano with smart contracts and stuff. I mean, they've been going out for a long time, for years. And ETH, like when is ETH 2.0 supposed to be out? I don't even know anymore. So what else is in the news? We got Pancake Swap holders 4,397. Oh, that reminds me, the free NFT airdrop ended last night for that Carl was giving away for his avatars or NFTs for his LionRun.io crypto metaverse. So there were quite a increase in let me pull that up, Polygon holders, because all you needed to do was have like 1 million token and a Polygon address and you get an airdrop. So we got 437 addresses there. That's good. I remember when there was just a handful, literally just weeks ago. I think I only have like just a couple Polygon addresses myself. I didn't go all out and get a whole bunch of addresses. I don't think most people did, but I'm sure some people got a few or whatever. So here is on Pancake Swap. It's at 1343. I think I can close that out. Don't need that. Don't need that. Solana. I always forget about Solana. I got to get off my butt and learn how to use Solana. It's at $13.80 because Solana is really going to eat a huge chunk out of Ethereum's market cap, I think. And the sooner I learn how to get million token on Solana, maybe I know the liquidity is not there, but I got to get on the ball and do that. White Line, we've got 13 owners. I don't think any more people have been submitted it, but I haven't got an offer on this in a while. But basically, if you have owned million token before August 6th and haven't transferred or sold any of it, just shoot me a message or just put in an offer of 0.000001 ETH or whatever. But you don't even need to make an offer, but you do need to make a OpenSea account with your wallet address that you need to want me to look at so I could verify. But I think 13 owners might be it. Maybe there were only 13 people that, or 12, if you don't include me, that actually held a Million Token in a wallet address this whole time. I guess I can close that out. I think that's most of the news. Let me look at the chat real quick. Okay, it says... MM equals 210,000 EA 2031. Well, was that? It was already at $300,000 yesterday for like 3 milliseconds. Let's see. It says on Polygon you can set tight slippage because it doesn't go through. You only lose the gas, which is only a penny. Exactly. Yeah. The great thing about Polygon is that the network fees are less than a penny. If you do limit orders, you don't have to worry about putting a big order in. You could just put a whole bunch of little orders in. If you're worried about a big order not being filled, right? Just put a whole bunch of little orders in, and then don't worry about the fees. Polygon's great. I mean, if in the future, like you're paying for stuff for Million Token, or you want to send Million Token to a friend of yours or whatever, right now the way to do it is Polygon until ETH 2.0 comes out and reduces the fees. But fees definitely eat into investments, so there's no fees basically on Polygon. I mean, there is, but it's very negligible. Yeah, it says, man, this coin really hurts me seeing at this price. Fat Panda says, I mean, yeah, I'm down. Let me see. I think my average price was like $28. Probably a little higher than that because I bought more. I should say 21. I'm down 38%. But the next 3 months, I mean, if we go from where we are now, like 47,000 to over 100,000, I'm pretty sure a Million Token is not going to be at these prices anymore. $13,000 is. I know people. The only reason why people aren't buying Million Token now is because they think it's going to go down lower, and this is like Shocktober right now, where we went through the bad times in September for Bitcoin. My only fear is the stock market, right? The stock market starts rolling over. It doesn't matter where your crypto price is. Everything's going to go down. Although people have been saying like Bitcoin's kind of breaking away from the stock market the last couple of days, and that could catch some people's eyes. So, I think eventually, I think it's too early now, but eventually, the Bitcoin is going to be the way for people to save for retirement. I mean, you get a percentage of the population thinking that way. Basically, the millennials, right? There's gonna be a shift. People aren't gonna want to put their money in their 401k because they're not offering crypto investments unless you have Grayscale in there, which probably don't. And then also you have to worry about you can't get your money out until you're like 59 and a half, unless you leave your job. And even when you do that, if you're under 59 and a half, you're going to have to pay a 10% penalty and taxes as ordinary income. The only good thing about these tax deferred accounts is you're kind of more protected when they have changes in law. Like if they decide to capital gains rates will be taxed as ordinary income, at least you're kind of protected if you're in a Roth IRA account or 401k or something like that. I mean, you're somewhat protected, but you're so limited. I mean, like if people actually saved properly for their retirement, you're going to retire before 59 and a half. I mean, it's just most Americans don't, they want to get the nice car and the nice house and live like there's no tomorrow. And it's not just Americans. I know Asians think that way too. They just, they just don't think about retirement that way. I'm thinking of a particular Asian group. I'm not going to say, but yeah. So if you can't get your money until age 59 and a half, these millennials, I mean, they don't have to save but one or two cycles of this Bitcoin, and you're set for life. I mean, if the stock market can hold it together for 3 months, I'm going to be set for life. I know that. I'll cash out for life changing wealth, and buy the dip, a year later, type thing, and then imagine what that's going to be, 3 years after that. So that would be 4 years and 3 months from now. Bitcoin should be at $1 million. So, speaking about the dip, I don't have the chart to show you, but I kind of calculated that if we go to the peak, I don't know where that's going to be, like 100, 200, 300,000. I don't know. I think the dip will be probably close to around $40,000. And there's charts that, can back it up, but I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm just thinking, right now we were just yesterday at 43,000. So if you think like that, I mean, we're at good prices now, even considering where the dip will be after the next fall off or whatever. But yeah, if you have life-changing wealth at your fingertips, enjoy the one life you have. Yeah. So let me see what else is in the chats real quick. Check Contact says only hurts if you're not buying. Yeah, I just got paid today, so I probably will buy at least $2,000 worth of Million Token. I'm gonna wait, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna buy it before Sunday night, because I don't want to wait until Monday for the stock market and Bitcoin to rocket. If it's gonna dip, if Bitcoin dips or start dipping, I think it's gonna either happen. It's gonna happen. It'll have to happen this weekend, I think. If it doesn't happen by Sunday night, and we close above this, what did I say? Let me put it back on the weekly chart. Yeah, because on Sunday night we'll know if this candle closes properly. Yeah, we have to be above 47,350 Sunday night, and we're just under it now. Bitcoin can hold it together and close just above this by Sunday night. I'll just buy Million Token at whatever price it is, and if it goes down lower, let's say tonight or tomorrow, these golden pocket areas of like 39,000, which is Will's Bitcoin floor price, I'll look at Million Token then, and I'll just buy it whatever price it is then too. I think I have enough Bitcoin. I don't need to buy any more Bitcoin. So I could personally, I could be a little more riskier and buy altcoins. Anyway, yeah, the voting system's so cool. That's a quote from Check Contact. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I don't know why other voting systems aren't like that, because it really forces you to not only not spend your Million Token, and makes you want to buy more, really, especially if you want to get something across. And there's a really overall good distribution of Million Token. I think overall, I mean, there's not many whales. I think the one person has 40,000. Let me pull that up. Uniswap. I got the yeah. You can pull up the hodlers or holders for. This is on the ETH blockchain, just because I think the big whales are there. So the second one's a bridge. Yeah, somebody's got 40,000, and then we've got 23,000 here, and then maybe this is another address, 10,750. Let's see what this person is doing. I don't really look at this address one too much. In, out, in, out. You see now. He hasn't touched it in 76 days. he was going in and out quite a bit. But yeah, he's holding with 10,750. Imagine what he would have had if he kept all that. You know, I've got 10,000, but you got to also, I know there's whales out there that have more than one address like me. And I don't know how many of these top whales also are providing liquidity that's not even in their wallet now, right? So that could be a big surprise when they pull out their liquidity and their from liquidity, and then instead of maybe 40,000, they have 50 or 60,000. But overall, let's see now. If you had 10,000, you'd have 1% of the supply. If you had 1,000, that'd be 0.1% of the supply. I think you have to go to like 3 pages. Well, that's the second page, third page is all people with 1,000 or more. And some of these thousands, a lot of these thousands, I know are because they were just trying to get that NFT that Tech Lead said. You know, if you buy 1,000 million tokens and hold it for what 30 days or no 10 days it was, you'd be eligible for an NFT or whatever from Vesper, the diamonds or something, or was it the mains? I think it was the diamonds. And all they did was transfer, 1,000 from their stack and made into multiple wallets, and then they picked up multiple NFTs. It was a good idea, but it was very poorly imitated. So we got 150 wallets with at least 1,000. It's probably more like 100, and everybody else has got less. So the distribution is good. So that just makes the voting system for LionGov pretty fair, I think. And at these prices, I mean, you can become a whale for not a lot of money, right? I think from Discord, people think a whale is somebody that has 1,000 tokens. Not my definition, just what their definition is. But yeah. So that was I just love the voting system. And I think that's going to give million token value. Okay, let me go back into the chats real quick. Yeah. C-Rung says this coin is dead. Won't pump this year. Dude, you just don't know though. I don't know like how old you are or how long you've been in the crypto space, but you just don't know. I mean, you could have said the same thing about XRP and it's bounced back even with all the SEC pressure and stuff. I think the community is really good. I'm happy with the community. The tokenomics are great. You got Tech Lead. When he puts his mind to something, it could be on multiple blockchains literally that weekend. I mean, things just don't move that fast with other projects. But I see comments like that sometimes posted on my Twitter without saying. You got to back up why you say that, because when you just blurt that out, it doesn't make you look intelligent. You just like people saying it's just a scam, but not telling why. What's your point of view? Why do you say that? So anyway, I usually just block and ignore those comments. But if you want to get your point across and then say what's going through your head to make you say that. Now, just because the price is going down doesn't mean it's a bad coin. We went from $40 to $220 in literally a day. So this is just a correction. And we've got people working on it to add value to the coin, like the governance, the Lion governance that Carl's working on with his team, which is Astro and Tux Panic, I think, are working on it, which are doing a great job. Applaud those guys. I wish I knew more about coding, but I am a numbers guy. I like to just check the stuff afterwards, which is also brought up that I think in the future when you vote, after you vote, it'll show you how the weight's calculated right there on your screen. They're working on that. So if you want to put in your information about your wallet into a spreadsheet to verify that would be good too. Just because we're in the alpha stage and we want to make sure everything's checking. I still need to do that, but yeah, I'm telling you, as a long-term holder, I'll think twice about selling because my weight in the voting rights is huge. It's huge. Let me see what else there is. Yeah, somebody says fine with me. I'll accumulate. Yeah, basically me too. I mean, if like I said, if we go down to lower levels, like if we go down to like $10, which is like a 50% drop for me in my overall profit loss thing, I'm going to cash out some investments to accumulate a lot more. And it'll cost me half as much as I did when I got 1%. So I can get another 1% for half the cost if the price gets down to $10. So, I'm thinking the same way. I'll just accumulate more at those ridiculously low prices. I mean, even at $13 now or $14, that's still a 14x from a $1 from when we launched. Literally just July 1st. So July, August, September, October. Yeah, 3 months. 3 months, you 14x your money. So people that really criticize this without giving a reason why, they just see the price going down, and then I know there's a lot of young people on the on Discord or in the internet in general. So I cut them a lot of slack. But if you've been around the space long enough, I've been through a cycle since 2017, and I'm over 50, so I'm pretty level-headed, I think, and the way I think. I like Million Token. I talk about it because really nobody else was talking about it in charting, and I like charting. I like numbers. But I hope I don't come across as like a lunatic, like I'm brainwashed and I'm thinking like a Million Tokens, like the coin to hold, and nah. And I'm not like that. I'm more well-rounded. This is a risk-reward thing for me. I still think, 80% in Bitcoin and the rest can be in whatever that, you want. So this is a risk to reward for me. And I just call it like I see it. But I don't think this is going back to $1. There's too many people that believe in the project, too many people working on it. Let me see what else there is. It says, Tim, I finally got Polygon wallet working. I am coming for your free NFT. You have to have been holding Million Token since August 6th. Before that, August 6th before. If you've been holding that long without selling, then you're eligible. But just because you got a wallet recently doesn't mean you're eligible. Read the description on that white line thing. Yeah, it's for holders. And then in the future, I'll come out with another one like, let's say, we make new all-time highs or something like that. If you have a wallet that bought the dip down here, I can't say because I don't know where the dip is. Some range, I'll say, hey, if you bought the dip and held up to this point, you'll get an NFT or something like that. But I don't want to say what the NFT is going to be until much, much later, so people just don't, plan for it type thing. It's that's just how I think. It says, Fat Panda says, how do we check? I'm not sure what that's referring to. I've been holding since $1.47. How do you check? I would when you create, if you're talking about the NFT, I would check with your OpenSea address. It's linked to your wallet address, and that just linked. I just checked either Etherscan or the Polygon network or PancakeSwap, and I could just look at your wallet. I don't need to know who you are, and then I could just tell if somebody's been holding Million Token without selling or transferring. You could check too yourself if you don't keep good records. You could just go on the blockchain and check your wallet. It says, how do you get a Polygon wallet? You basically, like, your Ethereum wallet address is the same thing for your Polygon wallet address or your Binance Smart Chain PancakeSwap address. Missile TV, he has 1 or 2 videos showing how to get on Polygon. You have to bridge over some assets like USDC. I like usually making purchases with USDC just because it's simpler for taxes. But if you're going to bridge something over to Polygon, I think it's cheaper to just bridge over ETH because it's a one transaction. as opposed to if it's an altcoin, they're going to charge you 2 transactions and fees. And then you have to have some Matic, because Matic is what's being used for gas for transaction fees. You know, on the Ethereum blockchain, you have to have ETH in your wallet just to do transactions. Well, on the Polygon network, you have to have Matic, which is I think like $1.30 or 40 last I checked. And recent news on that is if you go to crypto.com, I believe you can transfer Matic or USDC right into your Polygon wallet, so you don't have to pay those bridge fees. So if you're just starting off new, you can try that. Last time I went to crypto.com, I had to make a purchase with my Visa card, and I got hit with fees that way. So I don't like that. If I can move my money from my checking account to crypto.com to make purchases and then transfer that to Polygon network wallet, that would save you in fees. But you'd probably have to wait like 7 days for the funds to clear before you move it out of the wallet. But yeah, most people don't have the patience for it. I don't have the patience to wait 7 days. I'll tell you the story again. Oh, not again, but I remember when I first got into crypto, it was November, December of 2017 because everybody's, FOMOing in, and I was one of those guys that FOMOed in. Man, I missed out on so much profit because you're waiting for funds to clear and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So imagine like seeing Bitcoin go from like, I think it was like, a couple thousand, 2,000, 3,000 to like $10,000. And I've got like $65,000 waiting to get cleared from my bank before I can like buy stuff. I mean, things are much better now. Things are much better with Coinbase. Your money gets transferred instantly. You could buy instantly and sell instantly. You just can't transfer your funds out of into a wallet address. You have to wait usually like 6 or 7 days for the funds to clear, unless you do a wire transfer, which usually is like $30 or $40. My bank charges me $30. Coinbase charges me $10. But yeah, to get a Polygon wallet address set up, the easiest way, if you've got patience, is just to go through crypto.com, or if you've got access now, you have to bridge them over to Polygon. So again, your address for ETH is the same one that you could use for the Polygon network. It should be easier. When you vote on the Lion governance thing, it'll look at all your million tokens that are on your ETH wallet, your Polygon wallet, and your Pancake Swap Binance Smart Chain wallet. It adds them all up. It calculates how long you've held them for and gives you a voted weighted average. So if you have a lot of wallets, you could vote a lot of times. But if you want to make it easier on yourself and you just have one ETH address, you don't have to, go through the process of voting multiple times. So check out Missiles TV, YouTube, or Twitch. You might have to go back a couple weeks to see how to set up a Polygon wallet, but there's instructions, or just do a search for it on YouTube. I wish somebody would show me how to buy and sell on Solana. I think there's last I checked, there were only 25 holders on Solana, but I think it's still fun to learn something new and how to use it with Serum and all that. But it seems like I'm so busy. When I do these chart analyses, I'm always thinking like it's going to last like 4 minutes, right? And it always lasts like 45 minutes, it seems like. But it just seems like just before I sit down and do this, like something explosive happens, and I got to talk about it, and I just shoot my mouth off. So let me go back to the chat. Leonard says, I have a wallet like that. The last time I checked, could only apply with Polygon wallet. I'm not sure what that means, but I know you could use your Ledger wallet. You could use MetaMask. You could use your Trezor. So if you don't have a hardware wallet, you could use MetaMask. But if you have any significant amount of money that you're afraid to lose, you should get some type of. I like the Trezor device, the Model T. And if you have to get a Ledger device, get the Ledger X, not the Nano S. Get the Ledger X. But yeah, if you can afford to get the Model T on the Trezor, it's just a lot more user friendly. But some coins, you know, I think you can go to the websites and key in like what coins hold what. They hold quite the same. I mean, I had to get a Model T because I had Cardano. I still have it. And then I had to get the Ledger X because that's what worked with Solana on Solflare if you want to store your, own your own keys. So I'm not keeping my crypto on the exchanges. You'd be crazy. Imagine the one day when Coinbase gets hacked, right? I mean, Binance got hacked for $40 million and they had to pay through the tooth to, give everybody their money, but I guess had an insurance fund or whatever. But if they didn't have that, it could be another Mt. Gox situation. I don't know if Coinbase has some type of insurance or not, but I mean, eventually one day the probability is Coinbase will get hacked, but hopefully most of the funds are in cold storage anyway. They should only have a small percentage of funds, at any time that could be hacked, or if there was an inside job. Hopefully they're always improving security too. Oh, there's somebody was saying there's a tutorial at Discord. So yeah, check out Million Token Discord and check for tutorials there. Thank you. Thank you, Check Contact. Fat Panda says retirement, and I'm guessing that's Australia, was 72 last time I checked. Our super is a big scam. I feel you. If that's Australia, man, I really, really feel you. I'm talking about Australia to my friends here in the United States, and what you guys are going through with the pandemic and the police. It seems like it's a police state there. I feel for you, man. I mean, I know a lot of Americans feel really bad for the Australians. What they have to go through right now. The lockdowns restrictions are just too harsh. Oh, Fat Panda corrects it. It says 67. Yeah. I think to collect Social Security here in the United States is, I don't even want to know. I don't guess. It says it's 65. It also depends upon your age. Because the older generation were able to retire much earlier than like myself. I think for me is 67. But I could retire earlier and get less benefits. This is what's so crazy about America is like, well, here's your options, but they don't tell you what's best for you. Obviously, they can't, but they shouldn't even give you an option, really. But yeah, the financial system in America is just so complicated because, like, let's say your health is not good, right? And then you might want to take out your Social Security out early. That could be one reason why. And if maybe you just want to take it out early because you think you can invest it better than the government, that could be another reason why. There's a plethora of reasons. It could depend upon if you're married or not, and who has the higher income. And there's a whole lot of stuff involved in that. And there's a lot of great YouTube channels into that, but. For me, even though I looked into it, I also know I'm going to be 53 this year, and the rules are going to probably change by the time I'm 60, whatever, right? So why waste hours and hours and hours of time looking into it now when I can't even touch my money for like another decade? So I'm going to look into it more when that happens. But it's just so crazy. If you had your money, crypto, I think crypto is the way to go in the future. And you had it in a wallet, they can't tax it. They can say they tax it, but you can just say I forgot my keys, as other people have said on the internet. And you could leave the country, right, with your wealth, and go to a better place that treats you better. But I said this a few streams ago that when they introduced the Roth IRA, I think it was 2000 or earlier. I knew it was too good of a thing to be true, because you could be a millionaire in a Roth IRA. For a common person could be a millionaire in a Roth IRA easily and not get taxed for it. I'm like, mathematically, everybody could have that. I'm like, it's too good to be true. And now they want to like limit on how much you could have in a Roth IRA, and if it's over like 10 million, force you to cash it out. These are all things that they're talking about passing. Crazy stuff. Anyway, let me see what else there is. So many people are predicting Bitcoin at 38,000. Do you think that's still possible? Oh yeah, most definitely. That's where like my golden pocket is, 38, 39,000. Like I said, if the only thing that's going to change my mind is if we break above, not break, we got to close above that this weekly. We're doing it now actually, but we're above it, but that doesn't mean we're going to close. So if we get above this, if we close above this red line here, 47,350 Sunday night, then that's good. That'd be very, very good. The only thing that, it's going to screw me over is if we hit this red line, this down trend line. We could hit that, or we can go sideways. To me, it's like it's going up too damn fast, and then roll over. But my eyes are still down at this golden pocket here. But this green area here is the 21 moving average, right? The EMA and the moving average, and we bounced off of that on the weekly. So that's the bull trend right here. We touched it once here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's usually the time when we bounce it. Bounce, and we skyrocket. I'm hoping we're just going to be bouncing. We're going to skyrocket for the next 3 months. Like we didn't even come and touch it here, right? I think it's going to happen like that again over the next few months. People are going to think, oh, we're going to hit the line, and I don't know why they would think that. It didn't happen last time. You have to go back to 2017, where at least you had some chances of catching it, right? I mean, you didn't know how high this was going to go. So we broke out of it here in October 2015. You touched it here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20 times. I don't know, 25. Touched it here. Many, many times to catch it, right? Didn't have that here, right? We broke out of it in April 1st of 2019. Didn't even touch it until we went down in a bear trend, really. And then that was like the COVID drop, right, of March 2020. Broke out, touched it, didn't even touch it until August, maybe twice there. I really have to zoom in for that. Let me take a look. 1, 2 times, maybe 3. Not many times right there, but you had a couple chances to catch it in September of 2020, and it didn't touch it again until we went in a bear trend. So, if we launch over the next 3 months, it's probably going to be more extreme than this even, I'm thinking. But we're so close to this red band up here of, overvalue. We hit it here a couple times and got rejected. Man, it's so simple to look back and say, oh, I had it in the charts the whole time. Why didn't I sell up here, right? But, we're all greedy to some degree. And that's why we're going to have another FOMO probably in 3 months where we're going to hit like over $100,000. At $100,000, I think a lot of people are going to start cashing out. We'll have a pullback of like 20, 30, 40% maybe. But if it recovers and we break $100,000 again, I mean, it's going to go real fast. Like, it's going to move so fast you can go up $100,000 in like half a week. In fact, I've got this chart here. I'll just read it off because I'm going to read it right off. So I wrote this down when it actually happened. So in November 2017, we went from $8,000 to $9,000 in 9 days. Okay. And now, we just went up a couple $1,000s today in like literally hours. But okay. So back in November, we went from 8,000 to 9,000 in 9 days. So this is between November and December. We went from $9,000 to $10,000 in 2 days. Okay, so we're going up in increments of $1,000. We went from $10,000 to $11,000 in one day. That was unthinkable back then. Okay. And then we had to pull back, I guess. We went from $11,000 to $12,000 in 6 days, $12,000 to $13,000 in 17 hours, $13,000 to $14,000 in 4 hours, $14,000 and $15,000 in 10 hours. Now you got to remember, like going up $1,000 in a day was unheard of. And then we went from $15,000 to $16,000 in 5 hours, $16,000 into $17,000 in 2 hours. 2 hours instead of a day, which was still unheard of. Now get this, we went from $17,000 to $18,000 in 10 minutes. And then we went from $18,000 to $19,000 in 3 minutes. Now, we could probably do that today, but my thinking is we're going to go up instead of $1,000 in those time frames, we're going to go up $10,000 in those time frames. So if I see us going up $10,000 in a day or two, or in a couple of minutes, or 3 minutes, I'm going to probably start getting out pretty damn fast. So yeah, we could still go back down to 38,000. That's a question from Sponge Carl Does Things. So Fat Panda says, I still think best way to pump the coin is to make another altcoin with buy and sell fees that feed into MM. Nah, just focus on MMM. Yeah, especially this bull run period, people throw money at anything. You know, when they're spending like thousands of dollars on cartoon rocks, you know, I'm scratching my head. I mean, I get it, but I also don't get it. I mean, it's just a certain mania going on. You know, the crypto punks, and if you go to OpenSea, there's a lot of cool things going on. There's skeletons. I saw some cows earlier today. All great designs and artists. And there's a lot of artists out there. I mean, unlimited amount of potential for cartoons and whatnot, of, you know, each one being unique, and there's 8,000 of them or whatever. Well, you're gonna flood the market with all these NFTs, and you're gonna dilute the value, I think, of, you know, what people thought was valuable. And after the ETH rocks, right? Then there were what, ETH bricks, right? Bricks came out next. It's crazy out there in NFT. I don't know why more photographers aren't putting up their stuff as NFTs personally, but I'm somewhat of a photographer, but, you know, not a professional photographer. But I don't know why it hasn't, that photography niche hasn't hit the NFTs. I think because they're not so geeky like the crypto people are. Let me see what else is in there. Fat Panda says, how do I claim the NFT for long-term holders? You have to create a OpenSea account with your wallet that you want me to look at. You could just send me a message or send me an offer. I could just transfer you the NFT, but you have to have held it since August 6th. But I have to check the blockchain for that. He said, Fat Panda said, worth of Bitcoin at 11,000 something 11,000 something. I got it now. Exchange got hacked and it's gone. Gone skis. It's disappeared. Yeah, that's why you have to have I am assuming you had $8,000 of Bitcoin on the exchange because you were trading, right? There's no really reason to have it on the exchange. You should get a wallet. If you can't afford a hardware wallet, which are like $60 to $100 or $200, at least create a MetaMask. And because a MetaMask is better than nothing, but MetaMask can't hold Bitcoin. I just realized that. I think, right? I don't think it can. It's just ETH coins, so that's something to consider. But there's I hate that There's apps you could download for your phone that could hold Bitcoin, but I'm not sure if I even want to recommend that. There was this one wallet called, I think it was called Jax, that got hacked, or there was a flaw in it and people lost their money with that, or maybe it was a scam. I can't remember the details on it, but I go with what's trusted, right? I mean, if you're going to hold thousands of dollars, you want something that's open sourced and tested and trusted. So those two best ones would be Trezor and Ledger. Get the Trezor Model T, the updated one, and then get the updated Ledger Nano X, because I think they both hold more memory than their previous models and will hold more coins. So unfortunately, you lost the 8K. I could tell you lots of stories. I lost like 65 ETH in a project that went bankrupt. You know, I got my stories too. So we've been locked down in Australia for so long. Now we all have to get jabbed, and I won't. So I'll be losing my job and won't find work unless it's cash. Yeah, I just talked to somebody yesterday. He's told me, one of our drivers. He was like, he's not working with my company, but his own company, and or company he's working for. They're thinking about since they make medical deliveries, all their drivers probably have to get vaccinated, and he's at that age that he just does not want to get vaccinated. He says if they're going to force him to get vaccinated, he's just going to retire. Yeah, I feel you. And there was that one basketball player that had a really good educational talk. He was being interviewed, and he was talking about the jab. He's like, well, look, I already had COVID. He's got the antibodies for it, you know, or antigens or whatever it is, antibodies. So why should he get the jab or vaccine? So, yeah, you got to respect people for their own, you know, opinions or whatever. It's just unfortunate, though. I think eventually, if you want to fly or you know travel, you're gonna probably have to show some proof of vaccination. And I think the only way they're gonna be able to do that is through some type of blockchain or database, because there's gonna be a lot of fake papers out there, right? You know, when I got my 2 shots, they just write down the date and somebody initials it. That could be faked, I'm sure. Yeah, they don't let us protect or anything, curfews, whatnot. Yeah, I know. It's just things in Australia. I've seen. It's all seen on videos on Twitter and stuff, and YouTube. I saw the mother and a child. They were. I don't know why you would bring a child if you're protesting outside, because they arrested that poor lady, and the child was crying for his mommy. And I just, I can't believe this. This is happening in anywhere in America, in a civilized country. Somebody says, sucks that you need to buy a Model T to store ADA. Well, I didn't have to, right? They have, there's a website called Yogi or Yola or something like that. You can set it up online and store your ADA that way through the web. But I wanna hold my old private keys and have it offline, air gapped in a drawer somewhere, locked up. Because if I have something a web based wallet, then it's not as secure, right? Somebody takes my computer, I'm screwed. If it's on my phone, that could be probably hacked. But if it's on it's on a cold hardware wallet, not attached to the computer. Even if somebody steals it, I could just buy another one and set it up. No big deal. And if somebody steals it, they're not going to be able to get my phones anyway. Because even if they got through the PIN, there's still a password they have to get through, which they don't even know about. So, and all that information is not even written anywhere down in the world. So there's advantages with Cobra wallets. It's worth the money. The more money you have, the more security you need. So, Where do I see MM in the next 3 years? Asks Denny Wynn. In 3 years, well, I think it has the potential to go to 1,000 at the top of this bull market. That's like ETH did that, right? Um, you know, ETH had a lot of things going for it though. People had to buy ETH for that crazy altcoin ICO run in 2017, and then when the companies realized their market was going down, the companies sold their ICOs, which dumped ETH and crashed ETH from $1,400 to like $80. But if a million token, it's got the potential to go to 1,000, but because it doesn't have that, a lot of projects were being built on ETH. We can't say that for million token. I'd like to say we go to $1,000, but if I'm hoping we could break at least all-time highs, but that would give us a 10x from where we are now, right? That's quick swap. I should just close that out. I mean, are you not happy if we go up 10x? You want more? I mean, this is where people start getting greedy. I mean, if we make new all-time highs at $200 again, and we're not even at 20, that's a 10x. So let's at least try to get all-time highs, see where we are in the cycle, and then take it from there. 3 years is, I assume whatever all-time high that we have. That's another thing is I can't even predict the next dip because I don't even know where the next all-time high is until it happens. But if we only get above $200 and then the top's in, you should all still be happy that you 10x your money from where you are now. Let's see what happens at the end of the year. Is Bitcoin going to go to 200,000? Where's million token then? If we're at $200 and it looks like the market's going to roll over, well, then I think, we're going to crash back down to, where we are now. I'm hoping that we'll make much, much higher levels, right? Because we want to get up past the all-time high, maybe do a 5x from there. That put us at 1,000. And then, let's see now, where's 1,000? That's 3,000. So that's 1,000 right there. If we have a 96% drop from there, that would take us down to probably these levels right here. We might come back down to like $45. And right now we're at 12. So that's, if you double that, it's 24. Double it again, that's a 4x. Just so the dip is right here. You can go up, you could basically 3x your money now to where the future dip might be later. I mean, we are so crazy, ridiculous cheap right now. If this coin has a chance to continue on, these you're never gonna see these prices again. Never. Now, if there's no adoption and the coin doesn't catch on with people, I can't predict that. But if for me it's a risk reward, and the amount of money I have in here, if it does a moonshot, it's worth the risk. If it doesn't pan out and I have to take a loss, it's just a tax write-off for me. I don't have my future is not banking on million token, right? I just, for me, that's how I play it. Let's see what else we got. Says Panda says all our VACs are kept online and you get a paper, but it's recorded online. Yeah. Eventually it's got to be a world database, I would think, because if you're hopping on an airline, that airline's going to probably be like, well, where's, they can't go to everybody's online thing for each country, right? I think eventually there's got to be a world database on this vaccine. And then this, complications of, what's that? HEPA, your right to medical privacy is going to go out the window, basically. Yeah, Sponge says, I'm happy with 100. Honestly, 20 at this point. Do you think MM could disappear with the new regulations? You're gonna have to be specific. What regulations are you talking about? Because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think MM's gonna disappear. It's decentralized. I mean, it's not even on an exchange except for Gate.io. They'd have to shut down Uniswap and all the other decentralized exchanges, PancakeSwap, Serum, Solana, and Polygon Network. The best they can do is tax it and hope for that people will be honest about it, or have really hard chain analysis to keep people honest. Yeah, I mean, you've got projects like this LionGov proposal, which will be gonna. I think it's going to be integrated into the whole metaverse thing. I think Carl, this is just alpha testing, like so we could see the results and check stuff. But he wants basically like the metaverse that he's creating will be more popular than Discord with voting rights and everything, and it's all going to be linked to Million Token. So it could take off. And now also, if you go to check out his last Twitch feed, he's talking about, you could run for office or whatever. They're looking for people to, who have leadership skills to sign up for some stuff. So check out their Discord and fill out an application if you're interested, if you've got the leadership skills. I work nights. I feel like I hardly have any hours to myself. And if I'm only going to work for another 3 months and retire in, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months. I don't know. It just depends. If the stock market can hold together for 3 months and Bitcoin goes to $100,000 or higher, I know this is my last year I'm working. And then I want to travel, get a new house. And yeah, I know some people were on Discord were saying maybe they had me in mind for running for something, but I don't think I'm quite cut out for leadership roles. I'm not even sure if I have the time for it. Not now, I know that. Not with my night hours. So I come home, take the dog for a walk. I do a little bit of this analysis, and then eat. And I'm basically back in bed. I don't even have time for anything else. And then if I retire, I'll be busy with other projects. But it's nice that Carl's trying to encourage some people with leadership skills to apply for their thing. In fact, let me lionrun.io on Discord, and then you could I think there's a special thing here, Lion Council official. That's where you would kind of fill out something, but definitely check out his yesterday's Twitch feed, or now it's on YouTube if you want to check out Missile TV on YouTube. Yeah, speaking about Discord and stuff, I'm wondering if, let me see, if anybody's following Discord, just make your chat something in here in the YouTube chat. This Jacuzzi Bar and Talks and the Million Podcasts, Jacuzzi Bar Talks Live, and Official Million Podcasts. Is that just going to be on Discord? Do you have to have people on Discord to listen to this stuff, or is this going to be rebroadcast on YouTube? Because I'm always sleeping when you guys are doing your talks and stuff. That's just because I work nights. But if this is only going to be on Discord, they should have a recording of it so the rest of the community could watch it later or listen to it later. Or I hate everything when everything's on Discord. It forces people to go on Discord, and it's just not user friendly in my opinion. Have an announcement, do some YouTube live chats or something, or at least, like I said, at the very least, give us updates on YouTube. Give us what the highlights. What are you guys doing on Discord for Million Token? How are you coming out with ideas to give it more value? It says coincidentally my favorite perfume is called A Million. Yeah, let me get them. I think mine is called that too. 1 second. Yeah, my favorite cologne is called 1 Million. It's a golden black type thing. It smells so good. Let's see now. I'm trying to read it. Paco Rabanne makes it. This stuff's great. My favorite. I've been wearing that for a couple years now. I like Xarius too, red Xarius. And I still like I'm a sucker for Jakar too. I like Jakar. In fact, it's like from the 80s. Before that was Obsession, but my favorite one right now is called 1 Million by Paco Rabanne. Expensive, but worth it. And then there's another one too. I can't even pronounce, so I'm not even gonna bother. It's good. Yeah, I hadn't even noticed that. My favorite cologne is 1 Million, and I got a million token. So just a quick wrap up was we had the one guy who bought 20 grand worth of million token at the dip. He sold it pretty much all of it. I'm watching Bitcoin to see if it's going to close above the weekly close here, which it looks like it's going to, but we just got to wait it out. Yeah, if we close above here on Sunday night, I'll make $1 million. I'll make a yeah, $1 million. I'll probably buy $2,000 worth of million token, and I'll just dollar cost average that way. And then if we gotta go down to these lower levels, we could wick down to the bottom of this exponential ribbon too on the weekly too, just like we did here, bottom, 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 right? Why can't we do that again? No reason not to. So we can go down to 36, 39,000. I'll start dollar cost averaging into million token at that time. If we don't close above this on Sunday night, like on the weekend, basically, if we come down to these lower levels, it's looking really good now. But I feel like there's too much FOMO in there. It went up way too fast. Let me look at this on the 30-minute chart. See, we're going sideways and then boom. That's just so fast. Went up almost 10% since 2 a.m. 9 hours from now. But you just gotta wait and see. I'm trying to stay patient. So that's my strategy for this weekend. I'm definitely going to be buying a million token before Monday. It's either going to be this weekend at lower levels or Sunday night at higher levels. I know. Where higher levels, I don't see a million token going up to $16 anytime soon. Not unless people just FOMO in. Yeah, I could dollar cost average into million token all the way down to $10, and I wouldn't care because I got a big bag of Bitcoin. But I'll suck it up and I'll dollar cost average million token. So, like I said earlier, if that guy who dumped Bitcoin earlier today, if he didn't buy the dip here, it could have gone lower. All right, it could have gone down to these levels here. I don't know where the bottom is. That's why I just keep buying. If the price drops lower than my last purchase, I'll think about buying more. And then if it has a breakout and I never see lower prices, I'm okay with that too, right? Because then I'm just holding and I'm on it. I'm going to enjoy the ride watching this thing go up and down. Just like, I bought Bitcoin from 20,000 all the way to 3,000, and then I kept buying it all the way up to I think it was 14,000. Now I've been constantly buying Bitcoin, but my point is, my average price is well below $10,000, so it could fluctuate crazy, right, from 50,000 to 40,000 to 80,000, back down to 60,000 to 100,000 to 50,000. I don't care. I mean, once you've been in the project long enough, it's so much easier to handle the volatility because you're balls deep in profit. So right now, you could be balls deep in Million Token if you buy it cheap enough. If this thing survives and you buy it at $13, if you didn't get a chance to buy it back in the early days of down here, if we start making a run to $200 and much higher levels, and you've been accumulating here, the volatility won't affect you too much. You'll just sit back, and hopefully relax. The only thing is when the whole cycle starts coming down, you're gonna want to get out of alts, and I'm hoping that we'll have another alt pump at least for 2 weeks or 4 weeks after the Bitcoin drop. That'll give you a heads up. Which also reminds me, this is gonna be a game of patience right now for Million Token, because if Bitcoin pumps, let's say back to 65,000 and goes sideways, some of those Bitcoiners will take their profits and put them in altcoins, and the big blue chips probably will pump first, and then it trickles down into the really small caps like Million Token. So you might see Bitcoin pump, you might see some of the popular other altcoins pump, and you're going to be really discouraged. But hopefully some of that money will pump into Million Token if the community doesn't pump it itself. Wow, 1 hour and 22 minutes. I don't see any more questions, so I think I'm going to wrap it up from there. So it's a pleasure. If I don't do a weekend live stream update, I hope everybody has a good weekend. This is a period of accumulation for Million Token. And so if we close above, let's say $48,000 on Sunday night, I'll flip bullish. And I don't think we're going to see too many lows for Million Token after that. So we'll see how it plans out. Goodbye, everyone.